When I was in high school, this guy told me that I seemed like the kind of girl who would stay with a man that disrespects me. And at the time, I did not know what that meant. I didn't know like what he was trying to get at, but it did plant a question mark in my head. And after I figured out what he meant was like, girl, you're green. Like, you're going to go for anything just to have a man around you. You're going to go for anything just to have a man to say that. Just for you to say that you have a man. Once I figured out what he meant by that, I decided that I'm going to become a woman that nobody feel like they could ever play with. And a big reason why I felt like people could play with me, and the reason why people thought they could play with me, is because I was freaking pathetic. Like, I didn't realize who I was. I didn't see myself as valuable. I saw myself as... I didn't see myself. Like, I saw myself as nothing. Like... whatever. And I felt like a relationship and having people to be with me and having people to comfort me is what made me be me. That's what made me be valuable. I'm at the point in my life where I'd much rather be alone, single, by myself, whether that's like single relationship with no man, but with no friends, none of that. I'd much rather be alone than be with people who disrespect me. When I would prefer for people to be around me and disrespect me than the thought of me being alone. Every time that I allowed somebody to play in my face, the more that I was teaching the people around me that they could also play in my face. And you need to teach the people around you how to treat you, and you teach them mostly through actions. A lot of it, I'll talk. Like, I used to talk. I'd be like, oh, no, people can't talk to me like that. People can't do that to me. Or if a man do this to me, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to walk away. I'm a blah, 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 blah. But my actions were saying something else. My actions were saying, girl, you're a green light. Green bean, green light. If somebody wants to disrespect somebody, they know exactly where to go. If somebody wants to be with someone who doesn't value themselves, they know exactly where to go. And that's freaking insane. No, you need to be the exact opposite. Once other people learned through other people that they could treat me like crap and I would stay, or they could treat me like I don't exist and I would still be around, I would still force myself on them. If they didn't reach out to me, I would still reach out to them. If they wanted to walk away from me and come back 3 months later, that I would let them in. I realized that, oh my gosh, everyone in my life is treating me like crap because they see the other people around me treat me like crap. So how do I fix this? I fix this by stop letting people treat me like crap, and I let the other people around me see the other people not treat me like crap anymore. When people at first it started with verbal things. I started off small. I started off by recognizing, Deanna, you need to have some identity. So I started verbalizing myself and saying who I was. I said attributes about myself. I said, Deanna, you're pretty, you're kind, you're worthy. And I started changing the perspective. I told myself, Deanna is not somebody who allows people to disrespect her. Deanna is not somebody who allows this. Deanna is not somebody who would rather have people around her than to be alone. I changed my identity. I changed my identity into who I wanted Deanna to be. And so it started with me first talking to myself. So then when people talk to me, I started changing the things that they said about me. If somebody said, oh, Deanna goes for this, or if they made a joke about something that I did, I would say, that's not funny. Like, why are you laughing? I'm really confused. And I don't play with people. I don't do jokes. I used to let people joke about me all the time. All the freaking time. And y'all, I have a friend that I'm very, very close with. And when we first started being friends in college, he told me, he said, Deanna, you're a do girl. And I was so offended. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just being nice and kind. I'm just being nice and kind, trying to help people out. What you mean I'm a do girl? But then I started looking at my actions. And I'm like, dang, D, you are a do girl. And y'all, he's like one of my closest friends now. Like, he's literally my brother. We're close as fuck. But I started reflecting on the things that I did, and he told me, he said, Deanna, if somebody told you to drop everything that you were doing and drive to Atlanta and bring them a pair of socks, you would. And I was like, dang, he's right. And I got so mad at him at first. And I was like, why are people calling me this? Why are people doing this? Like, I'm really confused. Like, why is everybody coming for me? Like, I'm just trying to be a nice gal, blah, blah, blah. I was being a nice gal, but also a part of me was doing it because I wanted people to be around me. I wanted to make myself seem valuable. I wanted people to be like, oh yeah, like, she's just not around to be around. Like, oh yeah, she gonna help with this, she gonna help with that, she gonna do it. Like, I was like, what the freak is going, like, what? That was my ideology. My ideology was, let me make myself look valuable so that they keep me around, so that they won't leave me. And that goes back to abandonment. Like, I had a big fear of being abandoned. Now, I don't care. If you want to leave, bye, bitch. I'll walk into the door. I'll walk into the door. I don't care. Bye. But then I had the mindset that I need these people around. Like, who am I if I don't have these people around? Like, what's going to happen to me? I'm never going to have a relationship. I'm never going to have friends. Like, if I don't tell them yes, they're going to leave me. Like, I don't know. But as I gotten older and as I've lived life and experienced things, I'm like, yo, being a pushover, being a do girl is not fun. Like, I don't like this. And the more that more people were telling me, like, Deanna, we can tell that you're a do girl, I was like, and a pushover and somebody who would go or disrespect, I was like, D, you got to make a change. Do you want people to disrespect you for the rest of your life? And if you were like me, do you want somebody to disrespect you for the rest of your life? Do you want people to look at you and be like, she got green, just right there? Do you want people to look at you like that? Do you want people to look at you and to be like, yeah. No, you should want people to look at you and be like, okay, like, I can literally tell from her aura, from the things going on from her, that I cannot play with her. Like, she is not somebody that can be played with. And that all comes from self-confidence and knowing who you are. I did not know who I was. And I did not value myself because I didn't know or feel like there was anything about me to be valuable. You need to find the value in yourself. You need to find even if you're starting from ground zero, you need to start looking at yourself in the mirror and just saying, I'm valuable. Just start saying, if you don't know what that value is, just say, I'm valuable, I'm worthy. Start off with those 2 affirmations in every single morning when you wake up. I'm valuable, I'm worthy. I'm valuable, I'm worthy. I'm valuable, I'm worthy. Every single time. And when somebody disrespects you, because we know people disrespect us. When I was like that, when I was that girl, I knew when people were disrespecting me, but I just didn't care enough about myself to correct them. And I didn't care enough about me being, like, I was afraid of me being alone, so I preferred for them to treat me like nothing. So once I started clocking the disrespect and I was able to get up and go, I was like, okay, D, you taking it a step further. Okay, D, you're getting something done. You're going further. Like, you gotta be able to acknowledge the small wins. Like, I wasn't able to go from a girl who would stay for being disrespected to the girl who leaves whenever she wants to, like this. Like, it would be small things. Like, okay, one time I was in a room full of people and they talked about something that I was doing and they knew that I was sensitive towards it. And so while they were making the joke, I looked at them and I said, this isn't funny. And I got my stuff and I went into the other room and I continued to do what I did. And when I was done, I went back into the room with them, which was kind of crazy when I should have just left altogether. But when I did that, I was like, okay, do you recognize that you didn't like how you're being treated? You didn't like how they were talking to you and you left, although you did finish what you was doing and you went back with them. And that wasn't good, but at least you left. And so I was like, okay, D, you're getting better and better and better. So it went from me being like that to me being able to leave people completely and be like, bye. And then it went from me giving people a warning and yapping and saying, oh, I'm about to leave. Oh, I'm never coming back. I'm never going to be your friend. I'm never going to do this, blah, 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 blah. It went from that to me being able to be like, this is disrespectful. I know that this is their character. They're not going to change. They're not going to be better. So it's time to dead this. And I didn't say anything. I would just leave. Like, if somebody would disrespect me or if somebody was ghosting me and then they just decided to text me back, I didn't be like, oh, well, why did you ghost me? Why did you do this? Like, that's what I used to do. I would say, like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why didn't you respond to me? Why did you just leave me hanging? Like, I would do that to, oh, you ghosted me and now you're texting me. No. When they text me, I didn't respond. I kept going. I did not look back. I kept going. I didn't say anything. I saw the message. I was like, oh, no, this isn't going to work for me. Bye. And somebody who wants to be with me, somebody who cares about me, somebody who values me isn't going to ghost me. And the same goes for you. If you see somebody ghosting you and they text you back, don't say, well, why did you ghost me? Why did you do this? Blah, blah, blah. They ghosted you because they want to. And now they came back to see if you were still stupid. Don't show them that you're still stupid. If they ghost you, leave. Close the door, babe. Close the door. Immediately. And I am so thankful for the boy in high school who told me that. And I got so upset when he said it. And I'm not friends with him because he was a very disrespectful person. And I'm so grateful that he told me that, though, because that sparked the conversation of my head of, Deanna, do you believe that you deserve better? Deanna, do you believe that you are worthy of those things? And so I'm so thankful for that disrespectful little man boy because he said that to me. And he's not a part of my life at all. And my friend that told me that I was a do-over, not a do-over, I was a do-girl and a pushover, I'm so thankful for him because he has truly helped me build my confidence. And he's one of the main reasons why I am the woman that I am today, because he told me, Deanna, you're being green. What are you going for? And you need people in your life who are not going to be a pillow, who are not going to be a cushion. You need people to tell you when you're not slaying, when you're not eating. Like, your friends should be able to tell you, like, oh, that's not funny. Like, even things that I thought were funny, I have a friend, she would be like, Deanna, that's not funny. And I would think it was funny, and she was like, Deanna, that's not funny. Like, you shouldn't think that's funny. You see, there were so many things about myself and my identity as a woman that I thought were funny and that I thought were a game because I didn't value myself. And once I stopped being around people who didn't value me and I started shifting to relationship with people who did value me, people who saw the light in me more than I saw myself, they were able to tell me, Deanna, that isn't funny. You shouldn't want to be treated that way. Like, one of my long-term friends, her name's Amaya. I feel like she saw my value in me before I saw it in myself. She saw the light in me so many times when I did not see it myself. And she was able to tell me, Deanna, you shouldn't go for that. Deanna, that's not funny. And my mom even said it. She said, Deanna, Amaya is literally your most honest friend. Like, she tells you, you shouldn't want to go for that. You shouldn't want somebody to treat you that way. And I'm so thankful for her, guys. Y'all need people in your corners who are going to tell you when you're being stupid. Somebody in your corner who's going to tell you when you're making wrong decisions. Being a pushover and being a do girl is not something you should want to aspire just because you want people around you. I want to encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone of being this insecure person and try to stand up for yourself. This week, I want you to stand up for yourself and come back and tell me how it felt to stand up for yourself. Did you feel confident? Did you feel like you knew who you were? Did you feel some sort of value? And I want you to look yourself in the mirror every day for 7 days straight and tell yourself, I'm worthy, I'm valuable, and tell me how you feel on the 7th day. For a week straight, do that every single day. I'm worthy, I'm valuable, and tell me if you feel it. Tell me if you feel a change coming. Because I promise you, it's going to come. And you have to see yourself as valuable. You have to see yourself as somebody who doesn't want to be pushed over. So I want to employ y'all to do that, to add that to your self-care routine when you wake up in the morning. Add that to your routine. Add that to when you're doing your skincare, when you're rubbing the products in and saying, I'm valuable.